Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well. You've had a good week. Mine has been okay. I had another migraine. Yeah, absolute bandit. So a couple of days were just spent going, right, okay, can't do very much. And that was actually fine. Just a pain. But it's one of these things. Thankfully, it's away at the moment. Touch wood, it'll stay away for quite a while. Reading wise, it's been very slow, obviously. I've not been able to do much reading. But what have I read? I finished on my Kindle Paperwhite Tabby or Not Tabby by Eryn Scott. This is the second book in the Whiskers and Tails Bookshop Mysteries, I think they're called. I'll definitely leave the full name down below. So really enjoyed this one. Lou is still running the bookshop and is really happy there. She's beginning to get to know the people that come into the bookshop and kind of why they come into the bookshop. And there's one man has ordered a book that is it's not a nice book, and it's like she wants it out the shop as soon as it's there, and she phones him and there's no response, so she decides that she'll take the book round to him that night after closing, which she does to discover that the man is dead. But her good observation skills, she picks things up, and by the looks of it, he has committed suicide, but there are various things with that scenario that don't sit well with her. So she sort of doesn't mean to start investigating, but she does. She picks up on clues from other people. The man had a cat that she's taken into the shop, and the cat is just beautiful. I mean, he loved this cat. It was the cat he loved. He hated people. And he wasn't a nice man. And there are various suspects. And while she's doing that, she's also helping her friend Willow set up the spring festival at the school, etc., to make sure that a lot of money is being raised for various things within the school and within the community. So we have that going on as well, and her beginning to make friends. There's also the sort of slight niggle, but I don't know if it is a niggle between Willow and Easton, the policeman, and so you have all of this going on as well. It's a really good series so far. So I've read that's the first two, so I will definitely be reading the third one. Whether I do that for for March Mystery Madness, that was my first book for March Mystery Madness, the Tabby or Not Tabby. I'm hoping to get maybe the third one in as part of March Mystery Madness as well. So then listen to Lover's Leap by Emily March. This is the fourth book in the Eternity Spring series, and this book centres around Sarah Reese, and we've met Sarah in previous books, but this is kind of her story. And she in the previous story in Heartache Falls, Sarah at the very end won a holiday to Australia for two. So she and her daughter Laurie go, her teenage daughter Laurie. Now Laurie is just about to head to university. Or has been a year at university, I can't remember which. And they go to Australia and they end up, they're supposed to be going on a dive in the Great Barrier Reef, but the company that they've been booked with happens to be run by Cam Murphy, who is Sarah's daughter's father. Okay. And she doesn't, like, Sarah just stands there going, and her daughter walks off. and they don't do the dive, they immediately come home, and the daughter is really not happy. So she goes off back to uni, and Sarah just carries on with life. Excuse me, folks, until Cam Murphy comes back to Eternity Springs during the quilt festival, and in the middle of the town outs himself as Sarah's daughter's father. And that does not go down well. Cam Murphy coming back to town does not go down well. So Sarah's friends and Celeste Blessing come up with a plan for the Cam Murphy redemption program, which, after Sarah and Cam have had a chance to cool off and to talk to each other, they agree to. Also with Cam is his son Dev, and there was a misunderstanding about this, and that had to be cleared up, and so you have all of this in the process as well. And it's like, how are they going to get their daughter to talk to Cam? Will she come? Will she not come? How it's going to happen? You also have the fact that Sarah's mum, Ellen, has Alzheimer's, and what's that doing to her and her, her relationship with her daughter. And we find out various things about what happened to Cam and why they happened, etc. It was really, really good. I gave this 4 out of 5. I also should say I gave Tabby or Not Tabby 4 out of 5. So it was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was a great next book in the series. So I went on to Audible to get book 5. They don't have book 5 on Audible. They have book 6, they have book 7, they don't have book 5. So not too chuffed am I. So I ended up, Better World Books were having a World Book Day sale yesterday, so I got it there. Well, I'm really sorry about this yawning, folks, but I'm quite tired today, so that's fine. So that's kind of all I've managed to read this week. See, very, 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 very little. Oh no, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't write this one down. I read another book. I read Wrapped Up in Christmas Joy by Janice Lynn. I gave this one 3.5 out of 5. One of the reasons I gave it 3 out of 5, have you seen the freaking tiny print? I'm not joking, I struggled with this. Even with my reading glasses on, I struggled to read this. I mean, it's only 300 odd pages. I should have romped through this in like 2 days. It took me about 5 days to read this because I was having to struggle so much with the font. Ridiculous. Come on, publishers. Get font sizes better for us people what have to wear specs. So anyway, okay, that's my rant about font sizes of it. We meet Sophie, and Sophie has been going through a box of books that were donated to the church, and she discovers a journal. And then she decides to discover something else that points to her to who the journal belongs to. And she actually reads the journal because she wanted to try and find out who. This was before she'd found the other bit to discover who it came to, or who it belonged to. But it gives her an insight into something to do with her father. But the journal belonged to Cole Aaron, and Cole is now one of the newest firefighters. So she goes to the fire hall to give him back the journal, to see him dressed as Santa, because he is playing Santa in the local Christmas parade, which he's not really happy about at all. He's also really not happy that Sophie has found his diary, and he's like, keep it, burn it, don't want it back again. And she's like, internally she's going, you really do need a quilt to wrap yourself in and, to help you heal. Sophie is very involved with the Quilts of Valor program, where people make quilts for people in the military or who did serve in the military to help them heal. So she is really, really involved with this. Her sister is not too happy that she's involved with it, but she accepts that she is and supports her as much as she can. So Sophie and her sister Isabel run the Threaded Needle in town, which is the local like haberdashery sewing shop. And as they say, Sophie does a lot around town, but she starts to try and involve Cole in various things that are happening to try and actually get him to make some friends, etc. And it's the story of, does that help? Does that not help? Does she end up? Are her feelings basically reciprocated? Does he end up getting a quilt? And if so, what does he think about it? I really did enjoy this book. It was well written. I say it got 3 out of 5 because the font was so hard to read. It would have got a 4 out of 5 apart from that. So no, I really enjoyed it. This is the second Janice Lynn wrapped up in book I've read, and I think there is another one, and I will definitely be reading it because I really do like them. So then I've started to read on my Kindle Dating an Amish Flirt by Rachel J. Good. This is the next book in the Surprised by Love series, and I'm enjoying it so far. Yes, it's a nice story. I like Mrs. Vanderburg. She is a lovely lady who is not averse to sticking her nose in and trying to matchmake where and if she can. So she is really good, but she gives some very sage advice. And I really like the way she approaches life and sort of says to people, maybe you should think about X, Y, and I really do like her. I like the character of Rachel as well. At the moment, she's a really nice young girl or a young lady. That life has not been kind to her. She lost her dad and then she lost her brother, and she was really, really close to both of them. Her mother, unfortunately, has taken both deaths. Well, she would take both deaths really badly, and is now like almost bedbound. So Rachel's having to care for her, plus trying to run the homestead and trying to make money to keep them going. And doesn't really want to be beholden to anybody or kind of accept charity. So we have all of this going on. We also have Josh, who is her childhood friend, who walked away from her friendship at one point. He is now going out with another girl called Anna Mary, who is really not a nice girl at all. Jealous little cow. I really don't like her. And I think she's a lesson in compassion and empathy. So we'll see where that goes. I think we all know that Josh and Rachel are going to end up together at the end of the story. But it's how is Mrs. Vanderburg going to work that one out? I really want to know, because she is so good at her matchmaking. I just want to see how she managed to negotiate this one. I really do. And then I've picked up The Innocent Dead by Lynn Anderson. This is a Rona McLeod thriller. This is a book that my dad chose for me to read. So this is part of my reading what my parents chose for me to read project. So you won't hear anything about this one until that video goes out, and I've got another couple of books to read in that project. But started it last night in bed, and I've got to chapter 9, and I am enjoying it so far. I'm intrigued. I want to know what happens, because there's a dual timeline story happening there. So I really want to know what's been going on. So that's kind of what I've been reading. What else have I been doing? I've been doing some more of my bookish jigsaw. What I'll do is, once it's finished, I will take some photographs and let you see it. But I'm really enjoying doing it. The other day I actually had my audiobook on while I was doing my jigsaw, and that was just really, really nice. What are my plans for this weekend? We've got Six Nations Rugby again this weekend. Scotland play Italy. We're away to Italy, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we will win that one. Apart from that, just gonna have again another quiet weekend. Reading, doing my jigsaw, and yeah, I think that's kind of it. So please let me know down in the comments, have you read any of the books that I've mentioned? If so, what did you think of them? I'd love to know. What have you been reading this week, and what are your plans for this weekend? Please come chat with me down in the comments. And on your way there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That'll tell you when I put new videos out, and it will also keep helping my channel to grow. But yeah, let's chat with me. Come chat with me, and have a great weekend. But until my next video, friends, stay safe, happy reading. Bye.